Welcome to this Explainer. Today, we are absolutely channeling our live sports broadcaster energy to explore something pretty incredible. We're looking at an epic, simulated reality of Cristiano Ronaldo's journey. We're talking going all the way from a retired player to a World Cup winning manager.
Right, let's dive straight into this massive hook. Because what actually happens when one of the greatest players in the history of the sport hangs up his boots, but he still has that one unfulfilled dream? What if he decides the only way to finally win a World Cup is to step into the dugout and manage the team himself? It translates into a ridiculously ruthless, high-stakes career.
But hey, just before the referee blows the whistle on this insane timeline, please like, subscribe, and share Football Flash Live channel for more updates, because every single viewer matters to us.
All right, part 1. The managerial dream begins.
So, Ronaldo starts his journey right back where his playing days kicked off, totally rejecting some massive, lucrative offers from Al Nassr to build his legacy from the ground up at his boyhood club, Sporting CP. But listen to this. There's a wild contrast between his totally serious, real-world goal of managing Portugal and his downright ruthless gaming strategies. Literally, the moment he takes over, he transfer lists almost the entire squad. He forces this strict, crazy mandate. Either the starter or the backup for every single position absolutely must be from Portugal. He starts rebuilding the core, grabbing talents like Bento, Ruben Neves, and Thiago Santos. Oh, and of course, the ultimate act of managerial nepotism. He signs his own son, Ronaldo Jr., straight out of Al Nassr to join him. What's really fascinating is how you can see the tactical evolution of his career right from the get-go. He isn't just throwing out standard formations. He actively honors the great minds he played under, giving his squads a real-world football flavor. At Sporting, he runs Fernando Santos' 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. Later, when he moves to Juventus, he adopts Carlo Ancelotti's 4-3-3 holding, and eventually, at Manchester United, he pivots to a wide 4-2-3-1, clearly echoing Jose Mourinho and Sir Alex Ferguson. But back at Sporting, by his second season, he realizes he needs some truly elite talent to actually lock down the league. So he just drops a cool $47 million on João Felix. And honestly, it's the perfect catalyst, propelling Sporting to a title and officially putting his managerial name on the map.
Moving on to part 2, the Italian challenge.
Now tasked with elevating his global reputation with the European giant, Ronaldo makes the leap to Juventus, but he faces a massive hurdle. Even after signing superstars like Diogo Costa and dropping $80 million on Rodrigo, it's a tale of two extremes. His domestic dominance is absolute. He sweeps Serie A by 12 points, grabs the Super Cup, and takes the Coppa Italia all in his debut season. But that success is completely overshadowed by recurring, heartbreaking losses in the Champions League knockouts. He just keeps falling to powerhouses like Barcelona and Chelsea.
He gets desperate trying to plug these defensive holes that keep costing him in Europe. To fix it, he leans on players he already trusts, dropping a staggering $110 million on former Sporting player Gonçalo Inácio. But that international call, it still evades him. It takes years of absolute grinding. Year 1 is the Sporting title. Year 3 is the domestic treble at Juve. Yet somehow he gets skipped over for the 2030 World Cup. And ironically, it takes a totally disastrous last-place group finish for Portugal, literally losing to teams like Croatia, for the Federation to finally wake up and offer Ronaldo the job in year 5.
Which brings us to part 3, returning to Old Trafford.
With the national team job firmly secured at last, he knows he needs to capture that elusive Champions League to complete his resume. So he returns to Manchester United, and he famously rejects offers from Man City and Chelsea to do it. He kicks off a massive clear-out, signs Portuguese defensive talents like Renato Veiga and Thomas Araújo, and really brings that Mourinho-inspired 4-2-3-1 formation to life.
And he doesn't just spend, he absolutely shatters the bank here, authorizing a $150 million blockbuster move for Rodrigo Moura, because he knows if he's going to conquer Europe, he needs an ultimate number 10 to orchestrate his entire attack. But right before achieving European club glory with United, he takes his newly acquired Portugal squad to the 2032 Euros. And wow, what a run. They just sweep the group stage, scoring 9 goals. Then they demolish the Netherlands 3-1, edge out England in a 3-2 absolute thriller, and finally dethrone Italy 4-2 in a breathless final, with players like Vitinha and Roger Fernandez stepping up massively.
Now you have to realize the sheer absurdity of his next club move. Knowing he has just 2 years left to win the Champions League at United, he believes only one man can help him get over the line. So he pays an astronomical $250 million to bring his own son, Ronaldo Jr., to Manchester United.
And you know what? Incredibly, the nepotism actually pays off. Ronaldo Jr. just explodes, netting 41 goals in a single season. This pushes United to an entirely undefeated Champions League campaign, culminating in a semi-final revenge victory over his former club Juventus on penalties. It allows Ronaldo to finally achieve his ultimate club goal, lifting the Champions League trophy as a manager.
Which leads us to the final chapter, Part 4, the Ultimate World Cup.
Everything in this entire simulation has built up to this one defining moment, the World Cup. The one trophy that eluded him as a player. And his squad? They enter the tournament completely unplayable. They cruise through what is basically the easiest group of all time, walking away with a flawless 9 points, 8 goals scored, and absolutely 0 conceded. I mean, the defense is an impenetrable wall.
And that wall holds up as the tension skyrockets in the knockouts. Portugal just steamrolls heavyweight opponents. They crush Argentina 4-0, sweep Egypt 3-0, flatten Hungary 4-0, and finally concede just a single goal while dethroning England 3-1 in the semifinals. All of this sets up a fateful Euros rematch against Italy in the ultimate final. The final itself is this incredibly grueling, deadlocked match. The Italian defense is absolutely relentless, forcing incredible saves and shutting down every early attack. Meanwhile, the chosen son, Ronaldo Jr., is working overtime. He's repeatedly testing the keeper, desperately searching for any sort of breakthrough as the clock ticks down toward extra time. Then, in a deeply, almost unbelievably poetic climax, with the final whistle looming, it's Ronaldo Jr. who receives a beautiful ball from Roger Fernandez, beats the defender for pace, and finally slots home the late, game-winning goal, securing a 1-0 victory and delivering the ultimate catharsis for his father.
It's honestly the perfect ending to an unbelievable simulation. It proves that with enough tactical genius, relentless squad building, and, well, maybe just a bit of well-placed nepotism, any football fantasy can come true. He successfully transitions from an unfulfilled player to a world champion manager. Which leaves us with one massive lingering thought. Looking at the sheer focus and ruthlessness required here, could the real Cristiano Ronaldo actually achieve this from the dugout? Does he have the tactical patience to replicate this simulated masterpiece in the real world?
It's a fascinating question for the future of football, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining this explainer to find out. And before you go, please like, subscribe, and share Football Flash Live channel for more updates because every single viewer matters to us. See you next time.